So I'm back on the squirrels again. It's still early morning. I've managed to get 3 already, which you'll see coming up in a minute. Didn't manage to film too much just because it's still quite dark, so the camera was just not picking anything up. I've actually got my PARD attached because it's too dark for my eagle vision and my GoPro, so I'm having to use the night vision for now, just until it gets a bit brighter, which it slowly is. It was quite quick, these first 3, so hopefully I should be able to get some more. So like I said, I've got my PARD with night vision on. I wasn't even ready for this squirrel because I was still setting up. So I've just noticed it. Noticed it sat on the top. I managed to take a clean headshot. And that's one in the bag. So after getting my first, I'm all set up now, all comfortable, and I noticed this squirrel had come in. But he's noticed a dead one on the ground, so it's a little bit wary. It's not quite sure whether it wants to risk its life and get breakfast, or just make a run for it. In the end, it makes a run for it. So we've already had a runaway, and now this one's coming, so I'm hoping that this could be number 2. But I think this one's a bit too smart, and this one's made a run for it as well. Now there's been 2 opportunities to get my second. This will be the 3rd opportunity to get my second. This looks a lot more promising now. Just gotta wait for that moment. Hopefully it's gonna stay still. No, and this one's out of there. Well, fast forward 2 minutes, and then this one turns up. Here we go for another opportunity. And this one's a dumb one as well. And then 40 seconds after the last one, this one turns up. I'm just not hanging about with this one. Now we've got the ball rolling, finally. Moving on to possible number 3 here. This one's coming right from the back, so I've just been keeping my eye on it. Seems to be heading towards the feeder. I just had to speed this bit up. Seems to be a bit reluctant for some reason, not quite sure why. But it's still hanging around. I'm just hoping it's going to go onto the feeder. It's making its way up the log that I've actually planted in. It seems to be working pretty effective. Just need to grab a nut. Stay still for me. We've got a possible number 4 coming in here. It's been coming in from my left side from the rear, running all the way around. Just waiting for it to come into view. There it is. Now at this point I'll lose it. Not quite sure where it's gone, so I'm looking for it. And I just happened to see it. It's actually run off up into the tree. So now I'm wondering, is it going to come down from there? Seems to be staying quite still, so I'm slowly getting myself into a position, if it isn't going to come to the feeder, then I'm going to see if I can take the shot there. So we're looking at number 5 here. It's coming in from the back. Seems to be quite a lot of pairing going on, so I'm not quite sure if there's a mating season, but they do seem to be knocking around. Lose it for a moment here, so I've had to speed this up quite a bit. There it is, back in shot. Nope, that one's getting out of there. Fortunately, this one just seems to be sat there, so I'll still have an opportunity for number 5 here. And then this one tried to sneakily get onto the feeder, so now I made that one my main target. This is the first time I've actually seen a blackbird in this area. I've never seen them before in these woods, even though they're quite a common bird. But it is always nice to see all the little birds actually feeding on your feeder. Just giving them a chance. It's nice to know that the squirrels are using the log that I've dug into the ground for them. Whether they actually stay on the feeder or not is another matter, as soon as they keep running off. We'll see what this one wants to do. Well, you can hear someone's not happy. Okay, so I've got 6 down so far. Not going too bad. I'm going to pick them up in a minute because it's just got a little bit quiet now, and I can hear one of them up in the tree somewhere. He's been barking for a while. He's been watching all his mates get lead punched in the head. So I'll go pick these, I think 6, I think I've got 6. Pretty sure it is. Go pick them up. See if I can get 1 or 2 more. Now this one's caught me by surprise. I didn't see it arrive, I just noticed it was on the feeder. So you can probably hear me just clattering about a little bit, just trying to get myself comfortable, get myself into a nice position, hoping not to be seen. So I've managed to get myself set up right now. Just keeping my eye on it, make sure it's still. There you go. Nice clean headshot. Number 7. This squirrel came from behind, but then it went in front of me and it nearly came into the tent with me as well. Eventually it ran forward, went behind the feeder, ended up on this tree. Then makes a leap of faith, runs down the tree, and it's onto the feeder. Grabs itself a nut, makes itself comfortable, sets itself up nicely for me to take my aim. Looking at number 8. That's another good headshot. Been quite a productive morning so far. This one's a little bit unsure, a little bit wary about all the other dead squirrels on the ground. Just having a bit of an inspection, but I think breakfast is a bit more appealing for this one as it makes its way towards the feeder. Just need this one to sit up right now, once it's done all its acrobatics. And at this point, decide that's enough. I've got 9 down, and that's certainly a decent morning. There's certainly more squirrels within the area, but I'm just going to leave them for now and come back at a later date. All that's left to do now is just retrieve these 3, and I'll get myself packed up ready to get going. So that was a decent morning. I haven't been here for probably during the middle of summer. Didn't realise it was going to be this busy because there's still quite a few knocking around because they've been barking all morning ever since I've been shooting. I've got 9 in total, 5 males, 4 females. I got them pretty quick and then it's just been dead for the last about an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes, so I just decided to call it quits there. It was quite dark this morning, so I couldn't record a lot of footage until after the 3rd one because the cameras just couldn't pick up the light, so I was having to actually use my PARD for the night vision. Once it got a bit lighter, I then switched over to my Eagle Vision and GoPro. There's enough light coming through, I could record with that. Using my usual Air Arms S510. Just recently changed pellets because it used to shoot the JSB exacts, 4.53 head size, pretty good, and then I've just noticed the last few times I've been out it's just started going a little bit, not bad, but it could be better. So I've tried a few different pellets and found that it seems to like the Air Arms Diabolo Fields 4.52. So I think because it's still relatively new, probably still under 1,000 pellets, I think it's still breaking in. So it looks as if it might be the Air Arms pellets it likes. Might change again, but for now it doesn't like the 4.53 JSBs. I did try the 4.51s, 4.52s, 4.5s, but no, it seems to be the air arms pellets. But anyway, decent morning, and probably leave this wood for a while. It gives me something to shoot. Keeping on top of him now, and I'll see you on the next one.